feel intrigued by the Akashic Records and all the information that you can gain from accessing your Akashic Records? Would you perhaps even like to know what all you can actually uncover when you work with your own Akashic Records, when you consult with your own Akashic Records? Because it goes beyond just answering questions or exploring past lives or anything like that. There are so many beautiful things that you can do with the Akashic Records, and in this video I want to share 6 surprising insights that you can gain from accessing and working with your own Akashic Records. The first and most exciting insight is that you can actually gain insights about your soul's origin, where your soul has come from, like your very first incarnation. Now, this is both the human lifetime and then also the galactic lifetime, because you most likely also had some star seed incarnations as well. And you can find out both of those, your human lifetime, your very first incarnation, as well as your galactic first incarnation. You can find out about both of those in the Akashic Records, from who you were, what did you do, what was your role in that lifetime. You can even find out about your soul's name as well from that very first incarnation. And oftentimes what I have seen is that very first lifetime, that very first incarnation is somewhat of a higher frequency, and it holds a very important purpose and insight into then also now as you are waking up, because it does connect in a certain way. What you have done in that very first lifetime, it kind of carries over throughout all the lifetimes, because the very first lifetime is very significant. And here, like I said, both on the galactic as well as the human side as well. Then the second insight that you can gain is that you can actually uncover within your Akashic Records of what your soul has come here to do, what your soul has come here to experience and to learn. You can uncover some of those biggest soul-growing experiences that your soul has chosen to experience throughout this lifetime. You can also find out about your soul's deepest desire of what it really wants to experience, because your soul enters each lifetime with a set of agreements of what your soul desires to experience, to learn from within each lifetime. Now, this also includes karmic lessons as well, which also you can uncover within the Akashic Records. So as you then uncover those soul-growing lessons, you don't have to necessarily experience them in your life. You can uncover them within the Akashic Records to speed up the process of you actually learning the lesson. Yes, you're still going to have to experience things, but when you have the understanding of this is what you're here to learn, this is what you're here to master, this is what you're here to experience, it makes it easier, because then when you're noticing that, yes, I'm experiencing this is what I'm going through right now, it helps you speed up the process of actually learning the lesson, of having that experience. Then the third thing is that you can even uncover, and this is going about past lives, how certain past lives are actually affecting you today. Because if you've had certain lifetimes that you had negative experience around something, whether it was around money, around you stepping into your purpose, or anything like that, or even being in a loving partnership, whatever it is, if you're having problems in your life today, if you feel kind of stuck today, or if there's something that is just not really going the way you want, you can actually find out if there's a past life that has a significant impact in your life today as it relates to whatever you're experiencing. So as you're then uncovering what past lives are affecting you today, you can also uncover, well, what was the lesson you were meant to learn about this? And then also you can heal and clear it within the Akashic Records, so you can actually adjust your life today. So it has a ripple effect. Whenever you're clearing something from a past life, because it stays with you, it stays within your energetic makeup. When you're becoming aware of what that is, what is still there, what is affecting you, and then you really clear that and release that and heal that, that has then a beautiful ripple effect that can positively change your life today and moving forward. Because certain past lives can also affect your decision making right now too. If, let's say, you want to really move forward, and I have seen that a lot with the people that I've been working with, about really stepping into their soul's purpose, really becoming that way shower, that spiritual entrepreneur, that spiritual practitioner, making that impact and things like that, or just simply coming out of the spiritual closet. I have found a lot of my clients, they were really held back by that, because past life experience, they were really deeply ingrained within them, that they had a hard time really making that decision to really move forward, or they were playing small, or they're really hiding parts of themselves because of what happened. So when you uncover that can then help you really release that and let that go and really change your life today. Then the fourth surprising insight that you can uncover within the Akashic Record is actually your hidden yet uncovered gifts and traits. Because you do have spiritual gifts, and you may have not yet fully embraced them or uncovered them. Well, you can also uncover within the Akashic Records, well, what are those gifts? What are your abilities? What are those hidden traits that you haven't yet uncovered? You can also learn how to really step into it, how to unlock these gifts as well. Which is absolutely beautiful, because if you feel like there's more to who you are than what meets the eye, but you're not quite sure what that is, you can find out all these things within the Akashic Records, and you can also unlock these aspects within you as well. Then the fifth insight you can gain within the Akashic Records is actually what your soul has come here to do. You can uncover about your soul's mission, your life purpose, what your soul has come here to do, and then also how to best go about it in the most aligned way. Because when you go about things in life and you go about these things the way you think you should, but you may actually be in misalignment, you're actually self-sabotaging your efforts from the get-go. But when you work with the Akashic Records, for one, you can actually find out what exactly has your soul come here to do. Are you supposed to maybe start a business? Are you supposed to be a healer, a mentor, a guide, or just really doing your own work and just being the light in the world, or whatever it is, right? You can find out about that within the Akashic Records. And then you can also find out about how are you best to go about doing this, stepping into this. What are the most aligned steps for you to really step into this? What are some actionable steps? You can get the roadmap to how to really move forward. Of course, you can also find out what is actually keeping you from stepping into that, because oftentimes uncovering our life purpose, our soul's mission, it's quite huge. It's most often much bigger than what we ever thought was possible for us or that we ever considered for ourselves, right? I have done so many readings for people, giving them a life purpose reading to give them insights into what their soul has come here to do. And every single time, yes, it resonates deeply with them. But then there's also this underlying fear, like, oh, that is huge. Oh my God. I never thought that, oh my God, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So yes, it wasn't that intense, but there was this underlying fear there that, oh my God, this is huge. I myself have experienced that myself when I did a reading for myself about my life purpose. And I usually do that every year just to kind of see what is the more evolved purpose now that is unfolding. How am I supposed to go about this in a more evolved way, just to kind of stay in alignment with what I'm doing and how to best go about it. And there's oftentimes times when I'm like, ooh, that is a little outside of my comfort zone. But, as you're working with the Akashic Records, you can also break through these limitations, because if you're becoming aware that there is something that is kind of holding you back, you can also find out about that within the Akashic Records to really help you step into you living your life on purpose and really acting out your soul's mission. And then the sixth and final insight that you can gain is about soul contracts. Because in your life, you have relationships that you actually had made agreements with that other person to basically come into each other's life whenever the time is right to learn something. So if you have certain relationships or connections with people that are quite intense, they're very challenging, they trigger you, they upset you, they're just causing you all kind of inner turmoil. Those relationships most likely are soul contracts, because soul contracts are really meant to, okay, let me rephrase that. Not all soul contracts are bad. Okay, because you also have soul contracts with your teachers, your mentors, the guides that come into your life, your family as well, because your soul chose to incarnate in this particular family for whatever reason, right? So yes, if you have problems with your family, that also then may be a negative kind of soul contract. But soul contracts are not all bad, okay? I just want to mention that. But you can find out what relationships hold that negative soul contract, because like I said, people come into your life for a specific reason, and if they are in your life and you for some reason you can't seem to walk away from them, it's like you keep going back and forth and you have a hard time just really severing the ties, like, I'm done with this, then most likely there's a soul contract attached to that, and you won't be able to walk away from that other person or dissolve that relationship or just calm down the relationship until the lesson is learned, the lesson that you were meant to learn from this soul contract. Until you learn that, the tension will still be there. So if you've ever had a relationship and it was very toxic, it was very intense, but you felt like you kind of couldn't walk away, that most likely was a soul contract. Or if you're still stuck in it, then yes, you might have a soul contract with that other person, and you're meant to learn something very important before that contract can be dissolved. Right? So here you can find out within the Akashic Records what relationships hold a soul contract, what are you meant to learn from that, and how can you really dissolve that? What needs to happen for you to then be ready to dissolve that? And you can also do some healing within the Akashic Records around that as well to speed up the process. But here are the 6 surprising insights that you can gain from working within your Akashic Records, really consulting with your Akashic Records, that can absolutely change your life. Because as you're uncovering those things about yourself, it gives you so much input, so much feedback that can help you really shift things in your life. So you can get out of any challenging times that you're in, you can learn lessons much quicker, and you can really transform from the inside out because you're working with your Akashic Records. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, that it gave you some insights. I'm curious to know, what is your experience with the Akashic Records? Have you ever worked with the Akashic Records? Have you ever actually gone into your own records, or maybe you have received a reading? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below, let me know. And also, if you would like to actually learn how to work with the Akashic Records, I would like to invite you to check out my 10-day journey of working with the Akashic Records. It's in the description below, where over 10 days I actually walk you through not just how to access your records, but also how to perform specific readings, from life purpose readings to past life discovery and things like that, how to manifest with the records, how to do a future forecasting. It's absolutely powerful what you can learn throughout those 10 days about yourself, and on also how to really use that in your daily life. So if you're interested in that, if you would like to learn how to work with your own Akashic Records, check out the link in the description below so you can then maybe start your journey of working with the Akashic Records. So thank you so much for being here. Now be sure to check out these 2 videos here. One is about how to use the Akashic Records to uncover your soul's purpose, and then the other one is about 7 ways the Akashic Records can actually enhance your spiritual awakening journey. So I will see you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.